Hello and welcome to Wyckoff Training Academy. Let me set up the chart. Give me a minute. Okay. Welcome to Wyckoff Training Academy again, and this video is going to be like it would be from a series of training session wherein we are discussing about version 206 and 208. So let me get rid of this transition phase which happened. So in this session, what I have seen more on, because I've already covered 206 version. So in this session, so this 208 version is basically it comprises of like 4 to 5 indicators. This one with green pyramid and red pyramids. Red stands for supply, green stands for demand. This was basically developed by the late David Weiss. So this this is one of the this is some kind of an indicator, like if you if any trader understand this, uh, the true working behind this thing and the potential it has to offer to a trader. If a person understands, if a trader understands it, then he will never leave this particular indicator from his training, from his trading. Because I've seen many people, they come with like they come to this, or they are introduced to this indicator, just they see green and red, that means they see prices are going upwards. Red means prices are going downwards, and so and so. It is not like that. It shows the volume in correlation of price. If price is going upwards, how volume is corresponding to it, or how is the relative volume during this upward stride? Is it increasing? Is it volume increasing, or volume is increasing with the increment in price or not, or either volume is decreasing as the price is increasing? So that kind of analogy is basically behind this thing. So it gives you, it helps you in identifying whether the trend is, or whether the price movement has good commitment, or is it strong or weak. Second thing is buying or selling is getting exhausted. Third thing, it helps us, one trader, in identifying buying climax and selling climax. So, and apart from that, if it also helps one a trader in identifying whether there is a new trend going to get started. Any tree I'm stating with this one, or is it just a reversal or just a pullback? So this is one of the mightiest tool, or a greatest tool in a trading, like in the trading, what are you gonna say, uh, trading indicators world, would be a good nomenclature to be given to it. Because if we see, there are thousands and thousands of indicators, and people come to this one, they it is due to there is a lack of understanding, or lack of explanation from the part of the trainer or the recipient. So due to that reason, people skip this one. But this is one of the mightiest tool I have ever seen in this, over my trading or training period. So I use it daily, and it gives me a very clear, crystal clear understanding whether I should be in a position where I should buy or I should sell. Simple and simple and straightforward. So without making any further ado, we'll get into this one. As I mentioned earlier, I'll focus on this two things, this one and this one. This part I'll cover later on because it is self-explanatory. But what is, like, many people have bought price oscillator, volume oscillator, and this Weiss wave price and volume with multiple time frame analysis and all this thing. What is the unique? Like, many people might think we already have this thing, uh, but we don't have this one. This is the new feature which I have added, which holds great potential into understanding whether to go for a buy or not. We have this one, we have this one. The reason behind is, like, I have merged these indicators into, because there are if a person is having five indicators aligned, five lower panel indicators applied on the chart, it will be very difficult for a person to concentrate on one single indicator. So that's the reason I have included and volume oscillator, because this gives a trader insight into what is happening instantly, along with referring to the price and volume, demand or supply correlation. So it makes your task easier. Like, for example, this was a move which was generated from this particular time duration. So if you are able to see this one along with price and oscillator, and if you know what is higher time frame, but is it demand or supply, and if the volume oscillator is also showing you there is active participation from the volume. So this is a tool wherein you would get multiple information at a single glance, and you can make your decision. You can take a prompt decision and instant decision. So having said that, I feel sorry for the people who missed this opportunity. Like, a few days back I have closed on, or one day back I have closed on 208 version sales. So many people, they don't uh, think it is worth, or it is worth buying or worth taking. But everything which I make is, like, it is worthy of trading. And this one, to be precise, is one of the best tool which I use. And there is nothing nearer to this one. So having enough with this praising this indicator, let's see what it has to offer. So, like, for example, like I mentioned earlier, I've merged this one into it one, price oscillator and volume oscillator, because many people have the tendency of watching the market in oscillator form. So instead of that oscillator, I made this one, because it gives you clear indication. If an arrow is green and it is facing upward, that means it is buying. If an arrow is red and if it is facing downward, it is sell. Simple, nothing complicated. Now, second thing which we have to pay attention to is, this is first thing or first step. Second step should be higher time frame Weiss wave. Weiss wave. I've kept the name of David Weiss, because he was a person who invented this based on Wyckoff wave analysis. Everybody knows that Elliott is something which he deals in wave analysis, but it is Wyckoff who has a different perspective of wave analysis. But little people, like, few people know about Wyckoffian wave analysis. Most of the people believe that wave analysis, the response or is owned by Elliott. That is not the case. If you know how the Wyckoff used to monitor or used to measure or used to observe the market in terms of waves, and you would be blown away with that. So that is something very different course. So I'll not get into that one. I don't want to make things complicated for you. So as this being an indicator course and indicator training session, so I'll stick to that, the same rules. So here I have given an option. Like, for example, if you open the setting tab, you can see higher Weiss wave. Now it applied to 60 minutes, daily demand or supply. Okay, if you switch back to 15 minutes, you would see 15 minutes. Now it is 15 minutes is showing the supply, and it has been incorporated over. It has been shown by this background also. So you get two confirmations. This one is visual confirmation, because it helps you in cross checking what has happened in the past, which was trending phase, which was demand was greater than supply, or supply is greater than demand. So this is how it can be used, and it is very useful. So now, how to trade based on this one? The main thing for the first thing which I look out for using this one is my higher time frame showing me demand or supply, because this is the tool which I have developed in accordance with, like, the main objective behind this making this tool or this indicator Weiss wave or adapting Weiss wave. First thing first, you don't have, this is an auto Weiss wave. You don't have to like, you have to sit and do the adjustment based on the instrument, whether you're using XAUUSD, whether you are using um like, for example, it on, like, for example, if you're applying it on BTC USD, USDT, you don't have to do any adjustment in this one. It will automatically make the waves accordingly. So you don't have to get into that one. It will automatically do your work. And if you're using any in ONGC, okay, so it will automatically plot the levels. It will automatically plot the histogram. Like, for example, in this ONGC, this was the selling area, arching over of the prices, and prices started falling. So it is something which is automatically, it will identify the best possible wave size for, like, any financial market you're trading. Like, there is one guy who is from Malaysia who is trading FCPO. Okay, this is FCPO. So here you can see price has risen, demand was in spade, it was coming in, and demand was there, and there was no whatsoever supply. You can see the red histogram refers to supply, the green histogram refers to demand. So now how to trade based on this one? First thing, your oscillators, if you're applying it, your oscillators will show you what the market trend is going to do. So this is an additional advantage. Second thing, the new feature which I have added into it, which is more, which will help you in immensely in trading, is that what the higher time frame has to offer to you. What the higher time frame is suggesting you, whether higher time frame trend is up or higher time frame trend is down. So if I'm applying like, I'll go back to, I've applied 60 minutes. So 60 minutes, this is the 60-minute time frame. So if the 60-minute is suggesting upward, or green means demand, light red means supply. So this background is green. I'm talking about this background. This background is green. That means the prices are going to go, or in the 1 hour demand is there. So once I see demand is there in 1 hour, so what I look out for, I look out for demand to be created, or to demand to be sustained, or end of supply, and emergence of new demand to enter into any position based on my 206 standard, 206 indicator. So, like, for example, how to read this thing? We'll start reading from here. Green means demand. This means demand. This means demand. Demand. Now all the red, all the red portion refers to supply. So you can see the supply is not in control, but the demand is increasing every time. It is greater than demand supply. So that means this particular market at this particular duration has a potential to go upwards. And that is the reason. And this all indicators of mine are non-repaid, and they will not, but there are certain indicators which will display after certain duration, like 2 bars, 3 bars, 5 bars, 10 bars. That is different. But this indicator will not repaint, and this will appear instantly. So by observing this price, this entire thing, you can see demand was persistent and it was present. Though it vanished, it was equilibrium over here. Though, because this is lack of participation from the sellers, or you can say lack of participation from either entities, sellers or buyers. That's the reason we are getting equilibrium volume. And then after that, you can see there is increment in demand. And after every increment, we are observing higher prices. So now, after this increment, like in my old school chart, of Wyckoff, I mentioned this is oversold. Now you can see after oversold, now there is increment in, you can see the increment in supply. You would not see this kind of supply anywhere over here. Why it is appearing here? That means there is change of behavior. This actually the word change of behavior, which normally, or change of character, which normally people believe like it is a part of SMC or ICT or this kind of thing. Actually, this is the part of Wyckoff concept, and it was coined by David Weiss and many other traders who believe in Wyckoff and who uh, trade based on Wyckoff. So they coined this term. So this is change in behavior, which David used to tell or used to say, refer this kind of price. There is change in behavior. We only look for first pullback and then we go short. This is here also. This is the first change in behavior which has taken place after this point. Price went upwards, we look for a pullback and then we go for a buy opportunity. On there is one student of one from Malaysia who's attending my training session wherein I would be tomorrow or day after tomorrow. I'll be we would be discussing in spring on spring and upthrust and ranges in detail. That was the course which I recently uh, he recently started. We have recently started that course. So in that course, I would be dealing with springs and upthrust. But I'm not going to talk about spring and upthrust in any of the training sessions which will follow on like on this series, because I don't want people to get confused, because Wyckoff work is very versatile and very vast. So it's not easy for like it will be it will make difficult. It will cause difficulty to the traders if they get all the information in one go, because it has been structured in such a manner that every bits and pieces you would get information, and those information would be uh, valuable for you if you get it in a systematic manner. So coming back to a point, this was the area where there was no whatsoever kind of a price behavior, volume behavior, and that's the reason price is going sideways. And then all of a sudden we have start pumping of demand coming into the play, and on every reaction there is lesser and lesser supply, or you can say average supply, which is not that much or which is not higher than this one. So by this, a normal trader would come to a conclusion that, or I come to a conclusion that now there is demand. I would look for an opportunity to enter and then I would buy. So we'll take another example of Euro USD. So now on 60 minutes, we are having supply. First thing which you have to look out for this. This is wonderful tool, higher time frame wise, because it will give you what is happening on a higher time frame. If higher time frame is showing selling, simple trade setup is your trading time frame 5 minute, 3 minute, 1 minute, 6 minute, 10 minutes, which is lower than one hour, or which is lower than the time frame set over here. You have to look for the pullback and then you sell over here. Simple and straightforward. If this is 240, if it is showing you downtrend and you are using a 15-minute chart to take the initiate the trade, you look for a pullback, low volume pullback, and then you short sell over here. That has happened over here. Like for example, a low volume pullback over here, and we shorted over here. This much money is what you would have made, or one would have made, if he would have shorted at this particular point. You can do the math how much profit is there in this particular trade or not. So this is how it has to be traded. It is very simple, nothing complicated, but it is the essential tool one should have. Supply, if you supply, and now if in the coming session I would explain in detail how to align it with 206. So I want to keep the sessions sweet and small so that you can watch it, and this is it. So thanks a lot for watching this video. And before we end, let's have a look at that Malaysian market, FCPO. I trade 5 minutes. I don't go into 2 minutes, 1 minute, 3 minute kind of a thing. So here in this one, this 1 hour was demand. Here it is showing demand. The price oscillator is also showing you demand, and you can see this demand is greater than all the demand which was present prior to this one. It has This is the first fresh demand which has come after this one. So I can say this is a climatic behavior, selling climax. After that, the supply has been decreasing. Supply is decreasing as we are making or we are testing the support, and then after that we got a demand come in, and as soon as I get an opportunity over here, accumulation line or support resistance line, because or my key zone box, I'll just look for the test, and then I'll sit, go volume pullback, I'll sit with a buy with a quantity and let the market take care of my profits, because I have trailing SL to ride the longer trend. So I hope you might have enjoyed this particular session. Um, Please share your views so that I can improvise and I can talk if there are certain aspects of this one which you want me to discuss in detail, because I want to make a smaller video, because it will take 3, 4, 5 hours to explain this one indicator. But I tried my level best to simplify it in such a way that any person who doesn't know or who don't know who Wyckoff is would be able to understand the usage of this one. There would be one or two video coming after this one, this particular video, mostly one video, which would be dealing with which wherein we would be talking more about 208 version. So, like, I really appreciate. Congratulations to those who have opted this for this indicator and enjoy trading. Bye bye.